what has our favourite Chinese multi-hyphenate noodle been up to this week? Find out on the Weibo Weekly. Well, it's Wednesday in Australia and my kids are back in school. So anyway, I'm back and let's talk about Wang Yibo. It hasn't been a super duper eventful week except for in the brand space, and we'll get to that a bit later. But there are a couple of very exciting things to talk about. Firstly, Yibo was on Instagram this week. There's a Jimmy Choo promotion underway, and he posted about it on his Instagram. He also was doing a couple of other things on Instagram, including he liked a post by Djokovic, the tennis player, who was posting for Lacoste, but also because the Australian Open was on. He didn't actually win. I think he lost in the final. But anyway, Yibo liked one of his posts about that. So he's around and alive and, still has his phone. Beyond that, the big thing that happened in the first half of the week is that Yibo was spotted. Now, I don't have 100% confirmation on this, but it wasn't just one or two people posting about it. A lot of people posted about it. He apparently went to a rehearsal for the upcoming Spring Festival Gala. The biggest night of the year of TV in China, the CCTV Gala. Last year, he sang the duet at the gala. I think he'd only actually been on it once before. It's like the peak thing. Not everybody gets invited to the gala. And I was not at all confident that he would be there, but multiple reports of spotting him arriving for the rehearsal. They normally have these spaces nailed down pretty tightly because I don't want too much getting out unofficially, because I do a bunch of stuff pre-recorded and a bunch of stuff like they have to have rehearsals for all the live stuff well and truly before the event is held, and they want to have it as kind of surprisey as possible. Last year, Yibo's photos of him at the rehearsal were leaked, and subsequently he had a completely different outfit on the night than he did at the rehearsal, and I don't know whether that was a response to the leaked photos or whether that was always the plan to not go in the performance outfit for the rehearsal. But anyway, the reports that I have read say that he arrived in a car with blacked out windows and that the rehearsal space was cleared before he had his rehearsal. So nothing official has been announced, but this is what has been reported. So that was exciting news. Lunar New Year is the 17th, New Year's Day, which means that the 16th of February the 16th will be the gala. So that's not next week, but the week after. So that's exciting. However, subsequent to that, I just kind of got my head around that, and then it was announced that he will be going to Weibo Night. There were all the big events in China currently, at any rate, do their announcements in dribs and drabs, like in several waves, because rather than just saying who's coming, because they want to build excitement. And unsurprisingly, Bo was in a later wave of announcements. So they put out a bunch of line drawings of different people. The one that was Yibo was there was somebody in a hood, you wouldn't see his face at all, somebody in a hooded jacket climbing up a vertical cliff, and everybody and their dog knows that's Wang Yibo. And then shortly afterwards, they had a video with him appearing, and then he announced it himself on his own Weibo. And yes, that is tomorrow night. So there is something very exciting for us to look forward to. Apart from that, not a great deal, as I said, beyond the brand stuff. Exploring the unknown, there were a number of things that have come out this past week about how its reception, and a number of lists come out, and it's like the top of the list for a number of categories of things for engagement and like views and stuff for the sort of documentary kind of genre of stuff for the past year. I imagine that is what he's going to be representing at Weibo Night, because people tend to only go to Weibo Night because they're going to, like, they're promoting a thing or they're being awarded for a thing or something. And I'm pretty sure that Yibo is going to be there with his Exploring the Unknown 2 hat on. So I wonder what that will mean about what he's going to wear. Last year's Weibo Night, he had a kind of Wei sort of homage kind of outfit, sort of was pointing to War of Faith. So is there going to be a climbery version of red carpet gear that we see tomorrow? I don't know. Anyway, that's about all of that. Let's go with brand stuff. So the big brand story of the week is FLYCO, a brand new endorsement. They are a small appliance, they are a small electrical appliance sort of brand that do hairdryers and razors and maybe other things as well. So on last Wednesday was the official announcement, and there has been just an absolute mountain of material come out from FLYCO. There have been videos, there has been a number of portrait sort of pictures. They put out a gorgeous set of GIFs, I think, of everything. That's my favorite of the stuff that they've put out. They have done an absolute blanket campaign in offline marketing in China, which I know about because they've been posting about that constantly. So they did elevator screens in thousands of buildings. They've done 8 landmark enormous screens in 8 big cities. They've done train stations. They've done shopping malls. They've done airports. And all of these things have been recorded, and like they've done video packages of all their different advertising. And there's been, I think, 5 vids that they put out on Weibo just about their advertising. I do not understand this, but they are certainly not the first people to do this. This is very common. They put out a gift box. They've done like a stage during the week. They started with the hairdryer. They did a whole bunch of stuff with the hairdryer. Then they did the electric razor. And then they've just in the last 2 days, they have started on the mini razor, which is this cute thing that's like a disc, like a puck. And it's called the Space Saucer or something. And it's, anyway, so that's the one they're working at the moment. They won some sort of star brand influencer, category thing, which is for the week. Red Bull did that when they had their announcement as well. Not every brand does it, but FLYCO has. So yay, FLYCO. The other big brand story of the week is Jimmy Choo has done a new promotion, and there has been stuff on Weibo and Instagram and Douyin and everywhere. So there is a number of photos and some gorgeous video. I think that's the one that we're going to put on the end of my yabba today. We're going to have a little look of Evo for Jimmy Choo in leather and with flowers. It was sort of like the florist / coffee shop AU. We should have Jimmy Choo with Coddy Coffee maybe, or I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. That was the other big thing. But a number of other smaller brand things have happened this week. Chunjin, who are like the drinking yogurt, they've had a number of videos with Weibo in this week. In fact, they had one that he put up on his own Weibo, which I assume they have to pay more for that. But anyway, so that's been happening. White Elephant Food have been doing shorter remixes of their long Going Home for Spring Festival commercial that they released a couple of weeks ago. And they've been putting out segments of that. Big Demon King have put out a behind the scenes film of some of their filming of Weibo. Anta have got a new ad out. Helly Hansen have started a promotional campaign for a particular jacket, and they've done and it's all about how lightweight it is. And they had one vid that Weibo was in a short part of it, and then they've done a number of other pieces of advertising, which is like in the world of the Wang Yibo ad, but his face wasn't actually on them. I think that is ongoing. I have a feeling they're working up to something with that. And finally, Castrol have been teasing for the last couple of days a new promotion. I'm assuming a full new commercial. And it's again around going home for, the Spring Festival, going home after having travelled, all around. And that I think is coming out tomorrow. I think that one's due to come out tomorrow. So that's a whole bunch of brand activity that there was like 8 or 9 new vids of Weibo this week, which given that, sometimes there's like nothing, it's all a little bit exciting, but not as exciting as what we're waiting for, Weibo Night tomorrow. And let's hope Spring Festival. Weibo Night, who knows what we're actually going to see. We'll probably, maybe he'll go through the red carpet, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll sit in the audience, maybe he won't. Probably he will get up to get an award for 28 seconds. I don't really know how much there's going to be, but I'm going to be there watching it anyway. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're having a wonderful Wang Yibo Wednesday. And why don't we have a look at Jimmy Choo?